It sounds like after Kyrie Irving said that he told Boston Celtics fans that he's going to resign in Boston, he turned his sights on trying to recruit Anthony Davis to come to Boston. It's been rumored that Anthony Davis is trying to switch teams or may request the Pelicans ship him from New Orleans to LA now that he signed to, I think, Rich Paul, who's LeBron's agent. And now Kyrie is trying to recruit Anthony Davis to come out east. Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate you guys coming back through. Don't forget, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon button. We got some NBA live streams as we coming up in the next few weeks. And it's good that Kyrie came to his senses about the earth being flat and all that crap. And it's good that Kyrie came to his senses about re-signing with Boston. They was making it seem like, or he was making it seem like so close that he wanted to go somewhere and be the man. And everybody sees Jason Tatum as possibly being the best player on the Celtics. And it's hard, in my opinion, to see if Kyrie and Jimmy Butler teamed up in Brooklyn, New York, or wherever they want to team up with, that team was good enough to make a championship run in this NBA. I didn't believe so. I think Boston provides Kyrie Irving the best opportunity to win a championship. And that's my opinion, and, people say, well, resign right now, but Kyrie's waiting for the new deal, okay, in the league where it's going to up the money, okay? He's going to be able to sign a Supermax deal for way more money, so he's waiting for that. And this is a gamble for Kyrie Irving as well, too, because Kyrie Irving has been dealing with numerous injuries throughout his career. He's never been 100% healthy. And that's why I could never imagine Kyrie Irving legitimately being the best player on a championship caliber team, okay, that's going to win a championship. Because his health, his skills can't be denied. He cooked Chef Curry every time, He was playing good defense last year. He was moving the ball. He was able to be the primary ball handler. And he showed that he didn't need the ball. As long as the ball moved in Brad Stevens' offense, he could be ineffective. He was committed to the defensive side of the floor. And when he was in Cleveland, okay, it was about him and LeBron taking turns, dribbling the ball into the ground. And it was no fluidity in the offense because it's pretty much LeBron a bust. LeBron is just a ball-dominant player with no offensive versatility. I said it several times on this channel. Some people get it, some people don't get it. I won't argue it. But now he went to Boston last year. He playing better team defense. He playing better on-ball defense. And he has a product of him being around Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Jaylen Brown. A lot of those guys commit to the defensive side of the floor. And Brad Stevenson is just a great coach, so far in his career. And he got them playing great team defense. And they was matching up with Houston well. That's matching up with everybody well. So Boston is a good look for Kyrie. I love to see Kyrie stay in Boston. But, talking about the Anthony Davis thing, we had conversations. I think NBA players have conversations all the time. I think people understand that Anthony Davis is something like an unrestricted free agent. And I say that because I think people are on the cusp of knowing Anthony Davis is ready to demand a trade out of New Orleans, okay? And that's fine, you know what I'm saying? The NBA needs Anthony Davis in a premier market or a bigger team that's going to actually commit and try to win championships because Anthony Davis is so talented. But then again, the risk of putting Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving together is that both of them are a health risk, I made a comment the other day on social media about Anthony Davis. If he touched his toes, he'd be out for 2 months, okay? I remember I think it was Shannon Sharp that said that Anthony Davis needs to learn what LeBron James does to his body in the offseason. He needs to get on the LeBron James fitness plan. And I agree. Both of these guys are walking Chinaman. Easily injured, consistently injured. And that's the pitfall of this right here, okay? You've seen in Philly, too, coming to league, injury-prone guys, and Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons kind of get it right last year. Both was a little healthy. Joel Embiid was on the maintenance plan. We'll see how that go. So, maybe the Celtics training staff or maybe Danny Ainge, Brad Stevenson can do something. Brad Stevens, can do something to put them on a health plan to get them stronger. Same thing they want to do with Kristaps Porzingis in New York. They want to put him on some type of maintenance plan. And I think Anthony Davis could use some more muscle on his body, man. A lot of NBA players don't like to lift. Remember, Allen Iverson said he didn't like to lift weights because he thought the extra muscle was going to mess up his shot for years. But both of these guys need to do something to harden their body for the wars in the NBA. 82-game grind is no joke. But Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, that'd be nasty. Obviously, they couldn't get him in free agency whenever he's a free agent. And I'll link the article from Yahoo in the description backing up this story, okay? I meant to say at the beginning of the video. But like I was saying, man, they will have to trade for him. And the Celtics got 4 picks this year. Okay, they got Jaylen Brown. I mean, worst case scenario, I wouldn't want to trade Jason Tatum. But for Anthony Davis, I mean, I'm going to tell you this. I would trade Brown before Tatum. But, you know, I wouldn't trade Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum together. Okay, they got Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, even though I wouldn't trade him. Al Horford, okay. They got 4 picks. They got Terry Rozier, okay. And they got a few guys on the bench as well. And other guys out there, Marcus Smart, they got him a 1-year deal, I think, that they can trade for, okay? Gordon Hayward as well, too. They have a lot of chips. If there's one team that can pull off a trade for Anthony Davis, it could be the Boston Celtics. Now, the Celtics could have relieved their pain and became a better team if they chose to sign DeMarcus Cousins with the Golden State Warriors signed him for $5 million. They could have signed him for at least $7 million. I don't know what their cap was looking like, but they could have did that. But maybe they didn't. Maybe DeMarcus Cousins was more of a head case, and maybe they value Anthony Davis more because of his personality. But Cousins has been more healthy over his career, but he's been more of a head case. But he would be exactly what Boston ordered. Boston wouldn't have been in a rush to need Cousins back because they would have Horford and all those guys. So I just pretty much think DeMarcus Cousins' injury mixed with his personality kind of shied the Celtics away from picking him up in a lot of teams, and it was Golden State's gain and the league's loss. Okay, but I would go for it, man. You know, if I'm Boston, Danny Ainge, I would go for it unless they see somebody in the draft coming up like Zion Williamson that they really, really, really like. Okay, with the draft picks, but if you really, really like Zion Williamson, I think it's a way that you can get Zion with some of the draft picks and pieces you got, and also get Anthony Davis, okay? I don't know what the New Orleans would want for Anthony Davis, and I don't know if they would grant him, you know, the opportunity to seek trades and his agents to seek trades, which in an article, most people, in other articles I read, our Yahoo article I linked in the description, believe they would, okay? Believe they would. Anthony Davis done a lot for that city and that franchise, but it's time for him to blow up. But you know, what would be fair trade value for him? Obviously, the Pelicans, they have Drew Holiday. They will need a guard like Terry Rozier or Marcus Smart. I think more Terry Rozier than Marcus Smart, okay? That's just my opinion. Also, I think they will want Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum would be somewhat of a sticking point, okay? I think would be serious. I say that because you know, if you trade Jaylen Brown, they probably going to want some of them draft picks, and they're probably going to mess up, you know, potentially if they targeting somebody in the draft like Zion Williamson. Now, if you trade Jason Tatum, Terry Rozier, and whatever package they put around them, you probably wouldn't have to offer draft picks. Now, this is contingent on how they value whoever they're picking in the draft. Maybe Zion Williamson or whoever else, Barrett as well, whoever else top of the draft they value, okay? If that's even they value them dudes that high. For me, I think Jason Tatum is such potential, and he's such a good team player, and the personality is so good. I would love to keep Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving together. Also, you can get rid of Al Horford, which Al Horford is like the Rock, but Anthony Davis can bring everything Al Horford do and more. Only thing I think Anthony Davis may fail to bring to the table in the beginning is the intangibles that Al Horford brings as far as heart, spirit, and just tenacity to that team. Now, if you Al Horford, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, it may be a late first-round pick or a second-round pick or something like that. I think New Orleans will be able to eat that up, and they'll be able to lift their franchise up, okay? But you're never going to get equal value for a commodity like Anthony Davis. But if you can get Kyrie, Anthony Davis, okay, Jason Tatum, that's a good look right there, okay? That's a very, very good look. Those 3 good polarizing stars, especially if you can keep Marcus Smart, okay? Good defender. I know they would lose some depth, but they still would have Gordon Hayward. I mean, that's still a hell of a team, and you still would have some of your other draft picks. So if Boston really wanted to go for it, if Anthony Davis really demanded a trade, if I'm them, I would definitely go for it right now, unless you want to plan on trading Gordon Hayward, okay, to New Orleans. So you want to let Gordon Hayward show people that he back and healthy, and let them get a taste. My Tiger voice, get a taste of Gordon Hayward and hang him out there to New Orleans for some trade bait. Then I understand that. Okay, but I think it's even if Gordon Hayward come back and look like an animal, I still think you have to part ways with either Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum still, and I'm not willing to part ways with Jason Tatum unless I don't have to give up a draft pick, and I know I can get Zion Williamson at the top of the draft or something like that, or some other guy I like. So I think it's a real deal. Holyfield, they can pull this off, man. Now, like I said, if they want to put Gordon Hayward in the trade and try to get and keep Jalen in them and Jason, they gonna need Gordon Hayward to ball out the first, quarter of the season, and then try to trade him before the deadline. But if they want to get it done and they willing to part ways with Jaylen Brown, they did try to trade Jaylen Brown to the Dallas Mavericks. I think it was for a draft pick, whatever like that. They wanted Jason Tatum, the Mavericks, for the number 4 or 3 pick, whatever they had, and they axed that deal. So hey, it is what it is. Goodfella Sports TV. I definitely appreciate you guys checking us out. Yes, we were formerly the Boxing Clinic, changed the name over to be more represented to represent more of what we talk about. We talk more than boxing. Still gonna talk boxing the majority of the time, but still gonna mix in a lot of other sports and be more of a complete sports page, music, entertainment, and current event page. I definitely appreciate all the brothers and sisters checking us out. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to donate, the PayPal links in the description as well. Also, you can check us out and share our videos on all social media. I appreciate it. Y'all know what it is. We gone.